Friday. Welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Crystal Paco. So glad you could join us. Good news for Dededo residents. Thanks to generous donors from the community, the Istumbo Fire Station is back up and running after months of closure due to a long-time pest problem. Here's more. The raid of the rodents is over.
The Istumbo Fire Station has been open and occupied, responding to calls since July 4th this year.
Back in October, the fire station was temporarily closed to exterminate the unwanted guest. For years, rats have been living and breeding in the walls and ceilings and posing potential health hazards to the firefighters who call the station their second home. Thanks to community partnerships, they're back online. KUAM Fire Department spokesperson Kevin Riley says GFD thanks Pacific Pest Control, Venue, Senator Jim Espaldon, Townhouse Furniture and Ramona Jones, General Pacific Service, J&RS Equipment, Pacific Trucking, and numerous others who donated their time, money, labor, and equipment to not only exterminate the rodents, but also renovate the building.
We're estimating approximately $10,000 worth of equipment and services. We have had donations also from Therese Terlahi. She donated five-gallon pails of paint in order to paint the exterior. We've also had volunteers from Anderson Fire who are willing to come down and help our guys out paint the exterior of the station in order to make it look more presentable.
While the station was closed, firefighters were moved to the nearby Dededo Fire Station. Riley assures there was never a disruption in services.
We were always able to respond to the residents in this area. We assured Mayor Melissa Savarez that we would continue to provide, and we did. So the Guam Fire Department's mission still stands, and we are providing fire protection, fire suppression, and emergency medical services to residents of Istumbo.
It's a new addition to the judiciary of Guam. The Veterans Treatment Court caters to those who fought for our freedom, oftentimes return with invisible wounds. In a Chamber of Commerce meeting held earlier this week, Judge Maria Senzon explains the importance of the specialized court. Here's more. The judiciary of Guam recently launched its Veteran Treatment Court. Within the first few months, Judge Maria Senzon says they have 26 participants. This number exceeds the national average and mirrors what the United States knows about Guam's patriotism. We have the highest per capita military recruits by state.
Guam, by show of hands here, has the highest per capita of total military recruits by state. We are at 14.5 for 10,000 people, as opposed to 8.5 for 10,000.
According to national statistics, more than half return from deployment with mental health conditions related to their service. 1 in 6 will struggle with addiction, and 1 in 5 suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder. These invisible wounds make it hard to reintegrate into society, which may result in unemployment, homelessness, or even arrest.
Why a separate court? Again, the service to the country and to the island must recognize the individuals who then return home either untreated, undiagnosed, and then end up in the criminal justice system. We found that there is no more deserving group of folks than those who have served. Why a separate veteran treatment court? There are 22 veterans a day who do this treatment. And that's an alarming number, obviously. It's something that has gone untreated, unrecognized, and something that the majority of the community does not know.
According to Judge Senzon, they're not in the business of incarceration, but rather reform. And much like a soldier's mantra, no one gets left behind. That's why the court is all-inclusive and not limited to those in combat or those with non-violent offenses.
There is personal accountability. What we hold our participants to is a very high level of supervision, even more so than our other supervised courts. So we bring the individuals in for random drug and alcohol testing to make sure that they're in full compliance with all treatment programs. And so, for any failures of the treatment plan, treatment program, we do address the violation.
Other jurisdictions with veterans treatment courts show participants are less likely to be rearrested and ultimately help veterans return to the life they fought to protect. For more information on veterans treatment courts nationally, visit takepart.com/return the service. If you're a veteran and would like to assist with the local veterans treatment court as a mentor, you can call 300-7267. The Guam Department of Education is inviting the public to review and comment on the draft Chamorro Immersion Program Master Plan, now available on the GDOE website. The draft plan falls in line with the Chamorro Studies and Special Projects Division mission to provide educational programs that will revive and maintain the language and culture of the indigenous people of Guam. Input will be accepted until the deadline of September 9. A U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Inspector General report from May found that Guam EPA and Guam Waterworks Authority could risk inefficiently administering roughly $67 million in federal funds if they fail to improve management and internal controls. The review was conducted due to the significant increase in U.S. EPA funding to Guam from $1.3 million in 2006 to $8.3 million in 2013. One of the report's several findings detailed how, due to turnover and lack of training, GEPA has failed to consistently input safe drinking water information system data over the past several years, leading to the concerns about whether the agency has achieved measurable protection of public health. EPA Region 9 Press Officer Dean Higuchi said at this point GEPA is still not inputting data into the system. He said Region 9 has offered technical assistance to help resolve the issue and continues to work with Guam officials to address the other outstanding issues listed in the report. We are proud to bring you our newest segment. We've partnered with Title Guarantee to present the Good Neighbor Award. Once a month, we are featuring a Good Samaritan in our community and highlighting their everyday acts of selflessness. Here's our monthly winner.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
30-year-old Kin Sablon is homeless, but thanks to Annie Tatao Yoshida, he's able to get help.
She helped me get my food stamp, helped me get my welfare, all those things, which is good. My mommy is supposed to be helping me, but I don't know where the heck they are at. But it's okay because why? My auntie has put the best foot forward and helped me solve my problems. I just call her auntie, just for respect.
The two had a chance meeting at the beach.
She asked me, boy, you need help? I said, yeah, I need to get my food stamp. She said, let's go. So from there, I got my food stamp and my Medicaid.
Robert Pakagui was also a recipient of Yoshida's kindness. Born in Germany, he didn't have a Guam license and couldn't receive benefits.
I call her mom. She's helping me get my food stamp, welfare, Medicaid, and she still helps us out a whole lot. She's the best. You can't go wrong. She's helping us. She's helping a lot of other people.
Both men gave heartwarming testimonies on Yoshida and the love she has for those who oftentimes get overlooked. Both men say she not only listened to their struggles, but drove them to and from agencies to acquire the paperwork they needed to get their benefits. And without hesitation, Yoshida paid for the fees associated with the paperwork. She tells KUAM helping people runs in her blood.
When I grew up, my mom always helped people that need help. And you know, I guess I got it from my mom because, you know, it's like my mom was very caring, and I guess it wrapped up to me.
Yoshida is a retired supervisor at the Department of Public Health and Social Services, where she worked for the food stamp and welfare section. Families she's helped in the past still remember her today and continue to express their gratitude.
I want to help people that really needs the help. I want them not to abuse the system, the program. It's there. You just have to go out.
But her acts of goodness don't stop with helping those get their benefits they need to get back on their feet. Yoshida is popular among the Chalampago neighborhood. After all, her family built a bus shelter to cater to the growing number of school children on her street.
I bought wood, roofing tin. I go to Home Depot and I buy the cement and nails. And I even put sign to slow down. They like it. The kids look forward when the school is gonna open because they know already we're down there bus cut. Every month we cut the grass. I want it to not only benefit my kids, but benefit all the kids in the neighborhood.
The Good Neighbor, presented by Title Guarantee, Guam's first, oldest, and most experienced title and escrow company.
Visit the KUAM News website or app and let us know who is deserving of the award and why. A winner will be selected every month. Additionally, Title Guarantee will also reward the monthly Good Neighbor winner with a cash prize to go towards a local charity of their choice. Next on Weekend Edition, we get a recap of Super Saturday from political analysts Ron McNinch and Sean Gumatauta. And still to come, the Guam Crime Stoppers report.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
At IT&E, we know how important it is to stay connected, especially for students and their families. That's why IT&E is proud to give students more with the Motion Student Plan. It's just $30 a month for unlimited talk and text and 3 gigs of 4G LTE data. Bring your own device and get an additional 2 gigs and up to 3 months free. Students can do more with IT&E's 4G LTE network. Unlimited talk and text plus up to 5 gigs of 4G LTE data a month for just $30. Now that's life in motion.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adahi Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Tidus Ma'asi Matson.
Tourism is Guam's #1 industry. It creates jobs and brings in spending. When a visitor comes to Guam, they spend their money on hotels, on transportation, on shopping, on dining out. They're happy they came to Guam. You know who else is happy? The hotel they stayed in and the bellman at the hotel. The tour bus drivers and tour guides. The stores they shopped at and the banks they used. The restaurant and the waitress, the supplier who delivered the ingredients, and the farmer who supplied the produce. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. When tourists pay taxes, it means locals pay less. Let's make sure our local economy grows so it becomes strong and healthy. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
In the market for a new or used car, Triple J says yes. Triple J Auto Group has the largest selection of brands on Guam. See for yourself at our newly enhanced website, triplejguam.com. We make it easy. First-time buyers welcome. 0 down. Trade-ins welcome. Get pre-approved instantly. Triple J says yes. Even get an instant trade-in offer all online. It's simple, safe, and secure. Plus, you can get a real-time view of the car of your dreams all at the touch of a finger. Why leave home when we can bring our dealerships to you? Triple J says yes at triplejguam.com. Triple J, customers first.
Up everybody, and welcome back to Weekend Edition and our D16 edition of Rehash. Over the next several weeks up until the general election, we will be rehashing some of the big political events that occurred in the past weekend. Joining us in studio to talk about D16 are our analysts Sean Gumatauta and Ron McNinch. Thank you guys for joining us. 7 days or so past the primary election. We're still waiting for the certification of results. There was some interesting results. A lot of newcomers did very well, and some incumbents not so much. So what are your reaction to the results? Is it what you were expecting?
I thought there'd be some definite movement because of the pay raises, mainly
Right.
because it sweetened the pot. It made the jobs more lucrative, and people want to go for it now. It has nothing to do with the reaction to the pay raises directly. It's more, hey, it's a better job now, and you get a lot of good people, and all these legacy candidates ran, and the legacy candidates are the reasons, or have family reasons that support them.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I think it's a midterm, and so some of the same things that we've seen behavior-wise from the electorate happened again this past weekend. I would tell you that the surprise of the weekend for me was Therese Terlahi. Absolutely shocked me in a sense, but also didn't, because from my understanding, she's been very, very active in the Democratic Party for the last decade plus, of course. And so it was not a surprise. On the Republican side, I think all 15 are going to have to reassess their game plan into the general, or they are facing, the entire party's facing a supermajority for the Democrats.
What about the Democrats? Some of the incumbents didn't do so well either. And why do you think that?
I mean, for me, I think that the Rorys, the Tina Barnes, they got to be a tad bit concerned with what they saw and be a little bit disappointed, including Speaker Wampak. I think there's no question that with a couple months to go, whatever has caused a rift and whoever caused this kind of a backlash, and some of it could have had to do with the mayoral races that had Democrats, they're going to have to figure something out, and they're going to have to get back in the good graces, or else they might be looking for a job in November.
But again, this is just the primary.
That's my take too.
It's just the primary results, and so going into the general, you might see some of the Democrats pick up some of the Republican votes and vice versa.
I just look at it a little bit differently. I think that the Democrats, who are the majority in power in the legislature, totally screwed up the Department of Education issue with the superintendent. It created this backlash of parents and teachers that really, you don't get the voters irritated right before the election and not expect a bit of a backlash. And I think that the backlash happened, and it can be remedied, it can be fixed by the general election. But I think part of it was what happened with education, and that this circus that went on over the superintendent just is not good for business.
I mean, and also throw in the medical marijuana issue. The people who voted, they wanted an action. They came up with really nothing. Again, putting it back on the people, I think, is going to be even worse for them. But that's probably because those three were the key players in all of that medical marijuana issue over the last 6 months.
Well, one of the issues that emerged right after the primary was the story that we ran on KUAM about the Unity Pledge, and is it important? Is it not important? Michael St. Nicholas, he did not sign the Democrat Unity Pledge, but yet he was at the Jefferson Jackson dinner, and he stood up with everybody else. He didn't read the pledge, but he was there. Does it really matter if you sign the Unity Pledge or not?
It matters if the Democrats think it matters. That's the reality. Is that
Will it hurt him though?
Well, that's the point. Is if the Democrats believe that that's important, which is we don't know that yet. Also, we don't know what the Republicans or anybody else in the middle who voted on either side, we don't know what they think yet. So it's going to be very interesting. These kinds of the Democrats never have unity. No offense to Democrats, they fight all the time. The Republicans fight too. They just do it quietly.
Right, but also
I don't know about that. I mean,
but both parties, when it comes to unity, it's a big deal. But it's only happening right now in this last couple of weeks. But maybe later on in the cycle, it might just go away.
Okay. Well, in D16 tonight, this past Wednesday, it was our first show post primary. The guests were Roy Respicio, Michael St. Nicholas, and Will Castro. And so at the end, I gave the senators, the candidates, an opportunity to ask their own question of their opponents. And one of the questions from Rory was, will you endorse me? And so Michael St. Nicholas was like, I'm not going to endorse any senatorial incumbents, and I'm not going to endorse any congressional incumbents and any mayoral incumbents. how do you think, I guess, people are going to react to that?
Well, I think my initial reaction was a bit of shock that he would do it right next to him and say it in his face, which is good. But all of the supporters of Rory now are going to say, hey, he's what he said on this program. And that is probably not going to help him very much with those supporters.
If I were a Democrat, I would heartily endorse Madeline Berdalio. Same if I were a Republican. I would heartily endorse, Felix Camacho. That's the game.
So we'll find out if
the impacts are going to how far-reaching it's going to be. We probably won't know for a couple more weeks from now.
Do you think that was a smart move to say that?
I think that people need to do some reflection and be reminded that groups of people elect them. They don't elect themselves.
Okay. Right. Well, thank you guys so much. We will see you again next week for another rehash of D16 headlines. But here's Jason with ways to interact with KUAM's D16 program. Jason.
At KUAM, we're transforming the way that you watch TV, and this election season, we've got a completely interactive way where you can directly interact with the candidates of Decision 2016 in real time. During each episode of D16 tonight, watch live on KUAM TV8 or on our YouTube channel. Then, stream our special interactive view on Facebook Live and send each week's guest your comments, criticisms, and shoutouts by chatting with them live alongside other passionate KUAM fans. Plus, you can let our guests know how much you approve or dislike of their thoughts on island issues and their plans for Guam by tapping any of the reaction emoji, like, love, anger, LOL, or surprise, and send your sentiment. The candidates are listening, so tap, 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 and hold your public servants accountable. There's more ways to experience Decision 2016 with KUAM.
Hey, smart spenders, looking for more ways to save? Buy food, get fuel. Shell's partnered with Cost You Less and Island Fresh stores to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station. Receive exclusive Cost You Less and Island Fresh offers when you fuel at Shell. Fuel up at your nearest Shell station today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
How come you're not training for the Guam Coca Road race, man?
It's not even fair, bro. I'll just win that.
Boom! Got him.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
All right, we continue to talk to you about how you can be a safe Guamanian. So Officer Paul Tapao is here. And Paul, it was interesting how last week we were talking about be cognizant of the weather, drive safely when it's raining and when it's possibly flooding and everything like that. Be very defensive and, be very responsible when kids are going back to school. Last week we had both.
Yep. We hit it on the head and bring it into the new week.
Yeah. So what safety tips can you pass along to, kids who they might be going out, like situations these days, there's a lot of rain, there's thunderstorms, which can get very scary, but, kids sometimes they want to explore, they want to play and everything like that, but you don't want them going to school, all cold and wet and possibly get sick.
Well, like we mentioned last week, we are at the peak of the rainy season, but, we're starting to call now the monsoon season. Good parents will plan accordingly to what the weather will provide you for that day. Always, at least pack a small handy bag size umbrella that you can actually store in your child's bag. I'm starting to do it with my kids. If your uniform policies within the school will permit you to wear rain gear, by all means you can provide your child with rain gear, because let's face it, once the kids are actually in school and they're drenched, they're going to have to go through the whole day wearing the same old wet clothes and everything. And it's an uncomfortable feeling, especially when the school's aircon is on at full blast. It really, unless the nurse's office or the counselor's office has change of clothes, then, they can take care of that. But, plan accordingly to what you might see as the week or the day will provide.
Now, of course, you tell us you spent years working in highway patrol, and I know a lot of things that people always say is when they're taking their kids to school, there's these long lines and cars, as cars go in, then they drop off the kids. You guys have actually mentioned possibly carpooling as not only a way to stay safe, but, to reduce the traffic.
Yeah, bring it down, because we're starting to see too that because the shift of time and the bus schedule, some schools are not opening their gates until 7:30 to almost 7:45, and parents are pressed for time to going to their work. So it's recommended that you actually establish a good carpool with responsible adults or responsible parents that you trust, because it lessens the burden on the vehicle strain and it also lessens the traffic within the area, because let's face it, places such as the village of Sinahan, there's a major elementary school, such as Seal Taitano, and then you have the private school, which is Bishop Baumgartner, and they intersect each other, and you're going to see heavy traffic between the hours of 7:30 to 8:15.
That's a very small village with a lot of people in it.
Yes, and since we're talking about that school, we want to remind that it is within the village 15 miles per hour to drive in there, because I'm starting to, the mayor had actually brought it to my attention. If we can just put a service announcement out there, and it's not just the parents that are commuting to Bishop, but also the parents that are commuting into Seal Taitano. But if your child is going to a school within the village, you got to adhere to not just to the posted speed limit of the school zone, but also to the posted speed limit within the village, which is only 15 miles per hour.
Now, real quick, is carpooling something that can be discussed like in the neighborhood watch programs that that GPD is going around and encouraging villages to set up?
Well, it's good traffic. It's good traffic etiquette. You can practice that, because we're starting to see a rise in cars. And when we're in the highway patrol, we used to do surveys that if you have a family of 4, you should have at least 3 cars. Every household will have 3 cars, one for dad, one for mom, and one for the oldest sibling who's going to drive. So that's a little bit too much cars for a family, a household of 4, and you times that by how much residents, and you actually put that numbers into the roadways of Guam, you're going to see that we're going to have too many cars on the road. So carpooling is one idea that we're trying to introduce.
All right. Well, what do you got this week for the crime of the week?
This week is the attempted kidnapping that happened in Tulsa Gardens.
Okay, let's check that out.
On Monday, August 22nd, at around 4:40 in the morning, our officers from the Hagåtña Precinct Command responded to a possible kidnapping at Cali Dueña Street located in Tulsa Gardens. Now, according to the police report, while at a residence off of Cali Dueña Street located in Tulsa Gardens, the parents of an 8-year-old girl were awakened by their daughter's scream for help. The little girl had informed her parents that she was awakened by an unknown male carrying her out from their house. Immediately, the victim screamed in fear and began hitting the male individual as he let the victim down on the front yard. The male suspect was then seen running towards Tulsa Cañada Road. A check was was made where it was noted that a window to one of the rooms had been forced open. As a result of the attempted kidnapping, the victim was unharmed. The victim provided a description of the suspect, where she described him wearing a black mask and a black t-shirt. The Guam Crime Stoppers is asking the help from the community in reference to this case. Should anyone have any information, they are encouraged to call our 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP or submit a text to 486-HELP. All calls will remain completely confidential. If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 477-4357. You can also send a text to 486-HELP. That's 486-4357. You can also submit information of a crime through our webpage at guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615, 6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, now real quick before we go to commercial, is there anything else you want to say to our viewers about how they can stay safe when kids are going to school?
We talked about it last week with the busing and of course driving. We also want to encourage our parents that are out there to please, if you're going to leave your child to wait for transportation at the bus shelter, to please talk to your kids about the stranger danger concept. Tell them wait in the bus, wait in the bus shelter in accordance to when your scheduled bus is going to come, and try not to talk to strangers, or please don't talk to strangers. Tease them that concept, the stranger danger concept. It's always good to practice that because, like I said, our kids now are, they're vulnerable because they're excited. It's the first weeks of school and they're just there to have fun too. So, we take that time to talk to them about that.
Is it also strengthen numbers? Because hang out with your friends, stay with your cousins, make sure that if there's a grown up there and everything, just stay close by.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about that in previous discussions about, strengthen numbers, don't wander off, tell somebody where you're going to be and make sure it's known that you're within that group, and, tell a responsible adult where you're going to be.
All right, Paul, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me again.
All right, everybody, the hard working effort of the folks at the Guam Police Department, making sure that you and I can stay safe. We're back.
The Nissan Summer Fun Event is on. Get into a new Nissan Rogue starting at $129 per pay period with a no worries car care plan. Your new Nissan comes with a free 3 years protection plan and free paint sealant. Enjoy discounts up to $10,000 when you choose from the award-winning lineup of Nissan SUVs, including Murano, Pathfinder, and the Quest Sports Van. Score super low easy financing and save even more during the Summer Fun Event at Nissan Upper Dumont. Rogue starting at $129 per pay period. Find out more at nissanguam.com.
Advances in technique and medications used to prevent dental pain have shattered the myth that a dental visit is something to fear. Even the dreaded root canal or wisdom tooth extraction. Swabbing or spraying a topical numbing agent on before the injection and using different techniques and anesthetics can create a relatively comfortable or pain-free injection. Injections are often the most feared procedure. Some patients don't like the sounds or the vibrations of decay removal. If you're still nervous or you gag easy, despite these techniques, very safe oral medicines can be taken before your dental appointment to eliminate all fears, or some clinics use nitrous oxide gas. Pain relievers can easily be prescribed to eliminate mild to severe dental discomfort after any visit. For your Helpful Dental Minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do.
Ruby Tuesday now gives you more for lunch. Endless trips to the Fresh Garden Bar, plus add-ons, mini combinations, and even new meal options. It's the new lunchtime menu, available Monday to Friday until 2 p.m., only at Ruby Tuesday.
It's our Labor Day sales event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. This week, save thousands on our award-winning American lineup. Go beast mode on a brand new Ram truck. American muscle at its best with Labor Day discounts up to $8,500 off. Jeep Lovers, the most awarded SUV lineup ever, is all priced to move at Guam's #1 dealership. Visit us online at carsplusguam.com for easy shopping and quick financing. It's our Labor Day sales event going on now through September 8th at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
And before we close out the news tonight, here's our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy birthday, Casey Miner, from your wife, Annabelle. Happy birthday, Ramona Duenas. Anisha and Brianna Solis from the family. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Arvin and Ariel Carrick. And to Isabel Tanbeck Camacho, happy 80th birthday to our mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. We love you. Thank you, the Lord. We thank the Lord each day for blessing our family with your continued presence here on earth. We love you, Mom, your children. Happy birthday, Aisha Jean. Happy 8th birthday to Rochelle Ongesi. Love, Mom, Dad, Nico, and Raquel. Happy birthday, Debbie. Have an awesome birthday. Love, Roland and Bruce. Happy birthday, Kin Santos, from the entire family. Happy birthday, Frankie Lynn Ishizeki, from your sisters Jade Rain, Ariane, Jewel, Mom, Dad, and family. We love you, girl, and God bless. And happy birthday to KUAM's very own Ralphie Scambalori. Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. And that's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching, and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT.